here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. So as you can see, I'm rolling, and I want to do this video, and there's no time like the present. So I got a question from a subscriber a couple days ago, and he wanted to know, actually he has some problems. You know, he wanted to know what I thought about a certain situation that he has. He says he's been with this woman for about 2 to 3 years, and he says when he met her, everything was all good. They had great times. You know, she looked nice, dressed well, all that good stuff. She's a hard worker. She takes care of the kids. You know, he said overall she's a good woman. But he said there's one thing that really it's kind of disappointing him, and it kind of has him in a kind of tight spot. And he said he's not physically attracted to his woman anymore, due to the fact that she picked up some weight, and she's not as attractive as she used to be compared to when they first met. And there's a lot of guys that are in situations like this. As a matter of fact, I was in a situation like this years ago, where I had this girlfriend, and you know, while we were dating, staying in different households, you know, it was all good. She was dressing nice, looking nice, and when we moved in together, probably about a year later, she picked up about 30 pounds. Actually, it was over 30 pounds. And she started to get a pouch, a stomach. And she didn't have any kids at the time. She just started to pick up weight. Most of her weight seemed like it went into the stomach area for whatever reason. So I can relate to this. And, you know, I didn't get married to this woman, or I didn't have any kids with this woman, so I wasn't really obligated to stay with her, you know, long term. So this guy, he has 2 kids with this woman, and they live together. So that situation is a little sticky, and it's not that simple. I mean, you just can't leave if a woman have both of your kids, especially if you're a good woman. And I think this guy feels a little guilty, because it's gotten so bad until he can't even rise to the occasion. He can't get up in the sack when it's time for them to get down. So here's my philosophy on weight gain and women picking up weight. My philosophy is this, and I've had discussions with a lot of women about this, the weight gain thing too. And most of the women, I say a good 90%, agree with me, what I'm about to tell you. Now, my philosophy is this. If your stomach is bigger than your ass, you're in violation. I'm going to say that one more time. If your stomach is bigger than your ass, and if you're a woman, you're in violation. That's just my perspective, and that's my preference. Because number one, this is being overweight as a woman. That's a health risk. Number one, that's the first thing, and I don't think it's attractive. So, just for health reasons, a woman shouldn't have a stomach like that, especially if she don't have kids. And the women that I've dealt with in the past, they didn't even have kids, and they had stomachs. Just like the woman that I was talking about, that I mentioned in the past, she didn't even have any kids, and her stomach was bigger than her butt. And that's the one thing that completely turns me off about a woman. I mean, I don't mind if you have a little fat in the stomach, especially if you had babies. I get it, I understand. But some things is too much. And the reason why most women pick up weight once they get with a guy and lock him down, or get married, and they get complacent because they look at it like, you know, I don't really have to do very much because, you know, I already got the guy locked in, so, you know, I don't really have to do too much work. You know, that's what that attitude comes from. And a lot of guys kind of put up with it as well, because there's a lot of guys I know that would not put up with that. You know, I give you an example. I know some guys that as soon as their wife have a baby, they be looking at her like, hey, as soon as she drop that baby, you better go find Jenny Craig and get on a diet plan, or hit the gym or something. Because a lot of women know that some guys aren't going to tolerate that, and they know that they can be replaced, and they know that other women are getting at their man. And women, they're very competitive in a very nonchalant, subtle way. So, you know, that's just, it is what it is, and that's my philosophy. My philosophy is, when it comes to weight gain, especially if women got a lot of weight in the stomach area, if their stomach is bigger than their ass, she's in violation. And I'm just not attracted to that. And I don't expect every woman to agree with what I'm talking about. Now, I know some women will say, hey, you know, that's shallow. And you know what? It is shallow. It is. You know, it is shallow. But hey, I've been conditioned to be this way. I didn't ask to be this way. You know? And if you were a woman and you aren't attracted to her because she gained weight or whatever, you really have 3 options. 2 to 3 options. Either you're going to leave her, or you're going to change your way of thinking, which that's probably not going to happen, because most guys are visual. We're visual more than anything else. So either you're going to change your way of thinking, which is not going to happen, just like I said, or you're going to have an open relationship. So those are the 3 choices, really. Now, some women will say, Well, that's not fair, because guys have big stomachs too, and you know, women don't really get on guys about being overweight and having fat in the stomach. No, that's not true. A lot of women don't like guys that's out of shape, but most of the time, guys don't really have to deal with that. They don't really have to, because number one, there's more women than guys. Number one, there's more women than guys, and that's just one of those double standards that guys have an advantage. Guys don't really have to, the average guy don't really have to deal with weight gain. It's not going to stop them from being attractive to the average woman. And it's a double standard. It's a lot of double standards. So hey, that's just one double standards that us guys have. So, you know, you can't hate the player, hate the game. You know? So that's what I really think about that. So if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/sharpgame. I'll put all the links below. Go get all the gear, t-shirt, cups, hoodies, whatever. Everything's below this video. So until next time, I'm out. Peace.